Hi everyone. This is another exciting episode of our Fireside chat. ProBar here, and we deep dive into the world of product management and innovation. I'm your host, Muhyiddin Akoni, a product manager at Be and also a proud member and moderator at ProBar. Right? I usually say in every of my of this series that I am the first product success for ProBar, though that's actually before ProBar. But then, it's still the same thing, anyways. Today we have a special guest joining us, someone who brings wealth of knowledge and experience to the table. I'm thrilled to introduce Nabendu. He's a seasoned product manager. He currently works at Walmart, India. And Nabendu, do you want to do a quick introduction about yourself?
Oh yeah, sure. Hello guys. So yeah, this is Nabendu here. I have been into product I have total of 9+ years of experience working in. I worked in Amazon. There I started my journey into the professional journey where I just joined as a product analyst, automation analyst. Then I went to the product analyst domain. I was part of market intelligence, seller intelligence and analytics, and I was handling the seller intelligence analytics of Amazon.in, which is the extension of Amazon.com in India during then, and where I understood where I worked with multiple product managers, grasped the knowledge of how you need to think like a product manager, not only from the data analyst angle or product analyst angle. And then I joined Walmart as a PM, and there I started my growth journey where I joined the market intelligence team in Walmart also, which was in sync with what I was doing in Amazon. And then I went into pricing. So right now I build pricing products for Walmart. As you know, Walmart is heavily focused on driving EDLP and EDLC to satisfy the customers, and I'm driving and I'm making the me and my team are building the products which can help drive the pricing for Walmart and achieve EDLP and EDLC. That's in short me. Yep. Any questions? Would love to take that.
Thank you for the
No problem.
introduction, honestly, and it's amazing to know you've worked at Amazon and at Walmart. I know these are like big places that anybody would like to work. I personally am super amazed with what's going on with Amazon, because at some point I've got deep into logitech and in logistics tech and e-commerce at some point, and I was just legit copying Amazon, honestly, because I just had to look into what they are doing, because they are like the biggest competitor. I'm like, have they done this? Sometimes when I think of something out of the blue and I felt like, oh, it's super unique, boom, when I make research, it's already on Amazon. I'm like, God, what can I do?
They are doing multiple things.
I swear to
Yeah,
God.
they are into multiple things. It's literally A to Z, like not A to Z of all the products, all the services. They try to do take up everything. Yeah, that's one of the specialty. Like learn first, fail first, and learn first. That's what I've learned in Amazon.
Awesome. Yeah. Let's dive into why we are here. Honestly, it's just a chit chat on product metrics and KPIs. This is basically very important in how you measure whatever you are building, whether it's an entire product, whether it's a fix, whether it's an improvement. These are the things that you want to measure to make sure, to understand the success of your product, right? And to also manage stakeholders expectation also, from day one, honestly. So understanding the basic of the metrics, what are the most crucial metric every product manager should start with. Think of something in the past, how it is essential that if you use this, then you are probably heading into the right direction as per metrics.
So yeah, there will be for a product manager, right, or for anybody like product analyst, manager, developer, any working and trying to understand the organization, right? He has an ocean of metrics. Like for example, CAC, CTR. There are multiple metrics, right? But before I go there, right, I would like to frame it in such a way that if somebody is new or somebody wants to understand or make sure that they are tracking the right metrics or not, so directly before coming to the metrics, they need to understand the segments better, because each and every metrics fall into mostly into five segments. Like if you take growth and adoption, right, growth or activation, you can take it as one segment. You can take retention as one segment, user experience as another segment, and user
Mhm.
engagement. Like experience and engagement are overlapped with each other, but definitely there's a certain difference in that. And then lastly, revenue. I would take revenue at last, because you are not directly focused on revenue at first. There are multiple things you are focused, and then you focus on your revenue. So anybody who is here like has to understand that these are my five segments where I can tag my metrics into. For example, if it is something which is a B2C, which is a user facing product, right, he might say that, okay, NPS score, for example, NPS score forms into the satisfaction segment, right? But yes, if somebody is working into the B2B domain, right, where he is building platform products, because for example, me, presently I'm working in building the platform products. I don't end up building a product which is directly user facing, but I help the user facing products to achieve whatever they could with my input, right? So there, if I have to think, okay, what might be my engagement metrics, because the users are not, like the customers are not giving NPS, but I have my internal team. So if I have to understand how my product is doing, if I have to understand the net promoter score, right, I need to understand, talk with my users, talk with my stakeholders who is using my data, and understand how they are satisfied or not. So in that way, like if you go to each and every segment, right, for example, retention is there. So there might be like companies like here, like you have two ways of understanding retention, right? For example, we build certain services for our downstream partners to take with, like when we say we, if you are a platform product manager, you directly not able to measure retention because you are not working with your customers. For example, somebody who is working in Facebook as a PM on and experience in the on-site experience, right, which is any product which is dealing directly to the customers, for example the Facebook Messenger app or the feeds app, right, they are getting the direct customers data, so they can understand the satisfaction score or retention score, right, how much they're retaining customers. But for example, somebody who is working on a platform product which is empowering some segment which is driving the satisfaction score from B2C point of view, there they need to check, and there they need to understand that, okay, retention is something where how can I take it. For example, there are multiple, like for example, there is a team which you are there is a proper task or proper data you are giving as a service, but you are giving this to three or four of your customers, internal customers, but the fifth customer also needs the same data, but they are not coming to you, they are going to some third party, right? In big companies this happens that you directly go to some third party and get this as a service. The question is why. The answer lies in that why, because I'm not okay with the data, or either I'm not fully confident on the data, or this is something which I need something different, it is not the exact thing, right? So in this way, when you start to understand or start to ask questions on each and every segments, right, no matter which domain or which product you are working with, you will be trying to understand. So these segments, first try to empathize with your customers, and then try to understand exactly, thinking in those angle. Don't think like, oh, I don't have an NPS score because I am not a customer facing it's not a customer facing product. You do have, try to understand how you can relate into.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. It's. I like the fact that you said it is important that you understand the segments first before building metrics, right? Metrics is important, and in as much as you have the right segments, right? If you doing the wrong metrics for the wrong segments, that you might think your product is not successful, whereas you are just measuring what is wrong, right? Thank you for
Correct.
that. Yeah. Thank you for that. The next question would be balancing vanity and actionable metrics, right? Kind of how do we differentiate? We sort of like know what vanity metrics is, right? But then it's like, between having to choose between flashy car and a reliable one. But then how does that how do you drive that into an actionable metrics basically?
Well, this is an interesting question, because if you start thinking on that, like, it becomes very simple. But like, most of the times, when I say, even I or anybody who is new to this product management or anything, right? They try to miss with that. For example, vanity metrics, right? These are certain metrics which are not uh, either not related to your North Star or vision, or these are related, but this is something which is a marketing, like, it's kind of a marketing metrics which you use. But for example, if you are working hands-on in a product, right, it will not give you multiple information. For example, if you say that, if somebody asks me, what how is your product doing, if I say, oh, it is getting 100 downloads per day, but does that mean that people are using it, or after the downloads people are moving behind? Like, what is the engagement time over there? How many people are downloading and getting it activated within a certain duration of time, right? So this is something which is a proper example. Quickly I can give it to you, so that, like, you need to understand, like, I think anybody here, like, we need to understand. And I think we end up doing this every time, no matter like how much experienced you are. Like, you have a tendency or inertia of getting into vanity metrics first, and then try to understand. When people ask questions, you try to reform your metrics. But yes, what I would suggest is, with all experience which I have, whenever you are defining metrics, ask with your stakeholders, understand, ask each and every stakeholders, that does this count, is this giving a proper value? Ask yourself, like, is this connected to my North Star vision? Is my product supposed to get more downloads, or the North Star metric is getting more customer into the platform who is buying or who is using the particular product? Like, maybe the engagement time is kind of a metric which you're relating to. Yeah, let me know if I've missed something.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, that's just the honest truth, right? I mean, um, you have metrics to track how many visits to your website. Does not necessarily mean that they are actually converted. They are now into a real customer. I can open your website and end up not signing up, right? And these are like metrics that it's not in the end actually generating revenue for the companies, right? Thanks for that. I like, what you used about conversion rates also, right? Thank you for that also. Also, like tracking user engagement, right? This also
Mhm.
like starting from whether it's vanity or an actionable metrics, right? What's the actual metrics someone is meant to put in place? I mean, just basic, right? To be sure that you are actually measuring user engagement effectively.
So on user engagement, there are multiple, and depends upon like which product you are working with. For example, if I take a product like Facebook or WhatsApp, right? Like, the engagement metrics definitely would be like how much time you are spending on this. What is the click-through rates? What is the customer lifetime value? So all these are there. But the point is, first of all, I think we before defining the metrics, I think which we need to understand is how the engagement is happening with the product. Is it something like, for example, Netflix? Like, if I take Netflix initially, Netflix area of business where they were giving they were giving movies, right? But I think we all are aware of the Netflix recommendation model, which is actually recommending 80% of the content to each and every users right now. And why it was a boom? Because they tried to understand the concept of relevance. They try to give personalized recommendation for each and everybody. So it's depend on the movies I watch, and they are not only giving the recommendations, they are also today trying to build movies, or in the production they are trying to select movies which are related to those segments which are in demand with respect to the users. So those kind of things, right? Like, what is Netflix drawing out of that? For example, if I see, if Netflix is giving me this, like, the metrics are more user engagement, more session time is improved, more number of logins per week. So all those comes as a part of like metrics. Like, if I have to say daily or monthly active users, initially the daily or monthly active users are nothing, but maybe it has grown through. For example, in any education app, right? Like, normally we don't have much time. If you see that currently any education app, um, the duration of the classes or the sessions has reduced, right, and the content has increased. First is like if you reduce the duration, and that was a success story of TikTok as well. I think if you know what how TikTok grew up, like the short video content, right? People doesn't have much time, and they get bored with the initial thing. So when you understand, like where you improve those metrics on the engagement side, and you bring more users into a platform, so those can give you more engagement metrics over there.
I agree with that. I mean, using the use case of education side, right? I remember personally, I
Hmm.
I find it stressful, honestly, like having to stream to a video for an hour or for something minutes. But I mean, you see what the likes of Product School is doing, whatever they do, even if it has to be in sections, they make it 20 minutes at most, sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes for a video, and it's taking over a topic, but then I can add it up with the write up and stuff like that. It is very clear that the product guy there understands conversion rates for each customer, and you understand usability metrics for all of this customer, and that's why this thing keeps reducing every other time. I think Udemy has also like made adjustment on what they are doing, and I think also LinkedIn Learning too. I saw like some adjustment on their new courses. I don't know of the old courses because I actually don't want to go and take the course I've taken before.
No, I think while we are chatting, right, I think one more thing which I identified is it is very much important for you to know that what is a churn. Like, for example, how you are like engagement, right? Engagement is inversely proportional to churn. So that
Mhm.
is also one of the metric which everybody should know. And you should like from churn, you should go top down. You should create your funnel. Like if there is a churn which is happening, so the initial thing is at a current rate, what is a churn? But in future, right, you have to expect your future churn rates as well. So you need to identify that currently if my churn is going down, or how my computers are doing, and then how can I handle this in future as well. So with that,
Yeah,
like you used to do the funnel down and see each and every sessions or steps how we are getting declines
yeah,
with
yeah.
respect to the engagement.
Yeah, I mean, talking about churn, right?
Mm.
What should be the measure to reduce churn rates? I mean, that's like how do you boost your retention, basically?
So I think initially, right, whenever a churn happens, how do we identify a churn? So churn is already identified by the existing. For example, if I'm working uh, in any product, right, you have monitoring dashboards, correct, with respect to
Mhm.
users who are either coming to your platform like Facebook, WhatsApp, and others, or like if you take e-commerce like Amazon, Walmart, where people are coming and buying, right, products from you. So on that, like the churn is defined. Like for example, Facebook and other engagement will have like how my session time is decreasing. People are not actively logging per month. In if you take e-commerce, right, people will come, like they will say that my average basket size gets reduced. So first of all, I think you need to identify what is that churn, like identify, and then monitor. Like first of all, like it's very important to understand that okay, these are certain things which I'll define as a churn. Don't wait for the churn to happen. First try to define and monitor, and whenever there is a dip, right, you try to do exit interviews. Like for example, if customers are coming to the store and they are not buying products, right, or they are not coming to the stores, and their average basket size has decreased, the first thing is you understand, you go, you talk to the customer, you have some certain surveys, you try to understand. These are some exit surveys. And then as I told, there are database surveys as well, that the churn says that the average basket size reduces. And then there might be some you can take some customer based interviews as well. Like the difference between exit surveys and interviews are, for example, when the customers are going into the store and they're not when they're coming out, right, you take a proper like quick feedback because you have identified that there's a dip. So you have somebody who can take a quick feedback. Customer interviews are, for example, you are going to your customers. If you're building something for the sellers who are selling in Amazon or Walmart, maybe sellers are not buying or not getting more products into the in they are not able to sell, or they are not getting more products into their assortment. So that's a huge concern, right? The number of listings get reduced. So you try to do some customer interviews over there. Now once you identify this, right, you understand the problem statement, then you have to like tag it with the proper customer onboarding journey. Like what is the opportunity with respect to the experience which I can improve with the customer. Now once you understand, then you will try to like optimize that onboarding of the customer. because the customer, for example, the seller might say, oh, I am having certain private label products which are not national brand, and when I'm giving the names, I'm not able to save them properly, or you are not giving me suggestions, or the drop down is not, it might be very simple, it's a drop down which you're giving when the seller is registering their brand, it's not working. Or maybe some data which the seller which Walmart or Amazon needs when, for example, the seller is coming to the platform, right? That the seller is not aware of. So, oh, I'm not aware of this column X which you are being asking me, and that's why I stopped like giving the private brands, like my private brands. I only go with national brands because there, whatever is there, I do understand. So then you understand, right? And then you understand the problem, and then you give proper like customer service where you can solve this for the customers. Then you like on the other hand, right? For example, it's the customers who are buying, right? You have to retain them, like you give customer loyalty programs. So that is something, a way of handling churn, because you are building your loyal customers. For example, right, Amazon Prime, so they increase their loyalty customers, they increase their basket size. So in that way, what they did was they tried to negate the churn which was trying to happen, right? And then the delivery time, definitely that helped a lot. And I think if you guys are not aware, I think, are you guys aware of the hyper e-commerce solutions which are happening in India, like 10 minutes delivery, Dunzo? If these are certain products, like I think you have heard about Zomato, right? Like Zomato, like you can order foods, and from restaurants, it just provides a platform, right? It started with that, and slowly there was a grocery delivery app as well, which started in India, where they deliver groceries for the customers. But it's in the same journey. The interesting thing is the journey is very much same. They started delivering, but the time of delivery was little bit more, like maybe within 24 hours. But then people understood, like there are competitors like Dunzo, Zepto. There is Swiggy. I think you have heard. I don't know if you have heard. It's a like competitor of Zomato in India. It's an India-based
Mhm.
company. Now, like, yeah. With that, what I was talking is there is Zepto, there is Dunzo, and there are multiple bunch of products who can deliver certain products to you in 10 minutes. I'm not saying the Zomato kind of products where you deliver order from restaurants, but for example, you need product XYZ, vegetable XYZ to cook a meal, it can give you in 10 minutes. So this has come from the urgency. They understood that, okay, people are ordering because they are not getting things in time. And this is happening in tier one cities in India, where most of the customers are busy in coding, or they are solving the problems for the companies which they are working on. So, or
Mhm.
they are stuck in a traffic jam. I think Bangalore traffic jam, you might have definitely people might have heard. So yeah, they are stuck there, right? So like how can I help the customers over there? So, and then how to reduce the chance. For example, Swiggy moved to Swiggy Instamart, so that they understood that there is a demand which was coming in, and if I keep this, right, I can negate the churn over there.
Mm, awesome, awesome. Honestly, I don't think anybody can build a 10 minutes delivery in Nigeria else. I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll get there sometime soon, but I mean, it's like,
Maybe
uh,
there are many product managers here. They can start sometime building a
hey, all
product
right,
over
all
there.
right.
Just Google what we are doing in India.
I think what is more reliable today, it's maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, maybe because I mean, except that I mean they want to like have this product ready and they have it on each of the location that they are delivering to. Then it is just I get the request, then I just go deliver. It is I don't have to package, I don't have to maybe those ones will be taken
Mhm.
away, right? I mean, our roads are very funny,
Correct.
honestly. The guys in the
Yeah,
logistics,
definitely.
they are really having big headaches, honestly. And I like the fact that you use this as I mean you use people's expectation on a certain product because I mean that's what was preached to them, which is like 10 minutes. And when they are not getting it, I mean they have to just stop using it. And I mean you have to come up with your metrics, which is how to I mean check what your rate is, and also I mean before you really need to attend to it, you also need to know what the problem is, and you start solving from there, right? Thanks you,
Yeah, yeah.
thank you.
There is always two things. Like I think, yeah, just to add on top of it, right? Like
Mhm.
maybe there might be some people who might be thinking it. Okay, this is something which is building a new product or new strategy, right? But
Mhm.
yeah, churn has two types. One is in the existing funnel, wherever you try to monitor your funnel. I think everybody does that. So I was not talking much about that. But yeah, if you like the proper way to reduce the present churn is understand the funnel in each and every segment, what are the drop rates happening, and on that, like I think that will be easy enough. But the uh, most problematic or the most difficult thing is to understand how our computers are doing, and like what is the feature expected churn, and to avoid that, right, what we can do to reduce the churn right now in future. So you have to plan
Yeah.
accordingly. So there are two segments: the current churn and the future churn. Current churn, you
Okay.
try to see all the funnels, deliver the customer values, whatever customers are expecting, your engagement, your satisfaction are going good currently, that's fine, you can go with the current churn.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for that. One of the headaches that every product manager have today is churn rate, right? And how to like solve it and drive retention back, right? I mean, at first it
Hmm.
is like, oh, you've seen this much customers and you've celebrated it, and all of a sudden you keep reducing, and it felt like it's
There are
never
so
going.
many competitions in market.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
much competitions in market.
Yeah, 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 right. I mean, talking about, competitive and competition and revenue itself for you, because I mean, when there's competition, meaning you are sharing the same revenue, right? What are like the
Mhm.
um, major metrics to focus on positive return, basically?
You were talking about return on investment, right? Not
Yeah.
specifically as revenue, but as a return on investment. Yeah, there are multiple things. Like it depends on what product you are on and what is your KPIs, right? When you say return on investment, there might be you might be lucky that you are directly working, lucky and unlucky at the same time, that you are directly impacting the dollar of the business. You are unlucky
Mhm.
because if it goes down, oh my God, you will be asked so many questions. But yeah. Uh, and unlucky at the same time, and lucky because you are responsible of that dollar and you understand, and you will be always in the top notch. But I think that's one of the easy part to understand, what is your gross profit which is going on, if in case you are engaging directly. If you are not, that's a difficult part to understand. But yeah, I would like to more focus on, rather than like directly jumping into the dollar revenue, you try to understand what you are exactly driving for the product. For example, if you are what is the return on investment your leadership is expecting from the team or the product which you are driving. If it is a platform based product, it might not be relating to the directly like dollar value, but maybe it is impacting like how much efficiently we are giving this data in time, right? That's my return on investment. Because if somebody is investing x dollars, x million or x billion dollars in your product or project, where you are building a product to deliver the data in time within some 30 seconds, what is the impact which happens if you are not delivering this data in 30 seconds and you are delivering in 1 minute instead? So those things we have to understand, and try to uh, try to understand that part, and relate with return on investment, right? Apart from that, like there are gross profit, monthly recurring profit, there
Mhm.
is revenue, like there is payback period, right? Like which, for example, like if you have got a customer, you have engaged with the customer, but now what is how do you understand that from at what time you will be getting the investment back from the customer? That's payback period. There is operational efficiency as well, because if you are building some automation products internally for your team or for somebody to use it, how much of operational excellence it is being improving. Because for example, earlier somebody was doing the task in 10 minutes, or the data was being delivered to the endpoint in 10 minutes. Right now it is being delivered in 5 minutes. So what is the automation? Either manual or automatic, whatever it is, which is opex, which we almost know. Then there is merchant productivity as well. Like if in case you are, like for example, in Walmart or Amazon, right? When people are selling their products, right, we are in retail part, right? There are merchants who has the who has the PNL target of their own, right? And to achieve that PNL target, they have to like build in certain strategies. They have to push in certain strategies into each and every systems. Like for example, pricing systems. If the cost of my item is $100, and if my cost price is $80, as simple as that. Like I want to maintain a 10% profit, right, out of my, if for example the cost price is $100, like this is what Walmart is paying for manufacturing cost plus overall logistic cost, right? And if somebody says that my target is I want to maintain 10% profit on that, so how the merchant journey goes into the system. Does he need to go and upload an Excel value by value, or it is more automated? You click the particular category segment and then you create rules, or all there are already created rules which is giving you an option. For example, you have created something where you have to create a rule every time you are jumping in. The second development is, okay, while you are doing this, now you are into the product, people are using the product, and maybe there are certain existing rules which you can show in the drop down itself so that people can quickly select it. So in that way you can understand, and then you can try to reduce the chances of there, and then increase the merchant productivity over there with automation.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for that also, right? I mean, return on investment is completely different from revenue, which is just tracking how much money your company is generating within certain time, right? And ROI is just basically to know how much of money you are making from the money that you have invested into the product itself, right? And
Correct. Like mostly return on investment is the right term to go with, and revenue is something which is a broad term where you understand, but like in the vanity metrics, right? Sometimes you need
mhm.
to understand between return on investment or revenue, which you have to choose, and then properly focus on that particular metrics.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, do you think this you can have both metrics working at the same time?
Sorry.
Do you think you can use the
Uh,
same metrics
hmm,
working at the same time? I mean, ROI and revenue at the same time, right? I know, like, I've been in a place where we have to, I mean,
mhm,
know what the actual money the current product is giving you, and you can only do that by revenue,
mhm.
right? But I mean, when you have to speak with the board guys or
So that's a driver
the
actually. I
yeah.
understood. I understood what you were asking. So actually, that's a driver. For example, if your return on investment is good, right? So that
Mhm,
means it's a positive driver to your revenue. I'm not saying that you should not like track revenue. You definitely has to track revenue, but maybe definitely the ROI metrics can be the driver of that revenue metrics. For example, if
mhm,
there are like 5 to 6 ROI metrics which is tagging back to your revenue, right? Based on the performance of your ROI metrics, you can understand that is my revenue going to take a hit or not. Like I'm telling the pre-analysis also, the ROI metric helps. But then definitely you have the customer acquisition cost, and all those gross profit, net profit,
mhm,
uh,
mhm,
all those is a revenue metrics, right? Depend upon the product. But I
mhm,
think those are hugely impacted by the ROI metrics you decide to take and
mhm.
back up with that.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for that also. I mean, thank you for having to like explain the two and also like bringing in the driver in it, right? So I mean, how do you make? I mean, how do you translate what you are getting from data, right? You've written all of these metrics. They are good one. How do you convert them into customer satisfaction? Revenue also, right? How do you like translate this into like building the product better, then
Mhm.
retention, then more money for the company, basically.
Sorry, I didn't understood the question. Maybe you can come back again. So,
Okay, I
so
said,
the
I mean,
what you are trying to, if I, Mhm. Yeah, tell me.
yeah, okay. What I'm trying to say is that, I mean, you have all of these metrics, right? Right? And
Mhm.
how do you translate, right? Because one of those problems that you might have as a product guy is that you have the metrics
Mhm.
calculating the right thing. You have your churn rates, you have your customer satisfaction metric, you have your user engagement metrics. I mean, this time around, you even have like proper actionable metrics, right? Um,
Mhm.
but then you are not able to translate it into decision, into strategy, right? I mean, what are like the
How to translate into the decision and strategy? That's what you were
yeah,
asking,
yeah,
right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I think, yeah. So, see, the point is like, yeah, that's a great question, because I think it is very important, because I think when we say metrics, when we say data, it is everywhere. But what information can we take out of it, and how useful information, and
Mhm,
directly which will actually directly be impacting the organization, right? And if you don't take this in real time, this will impact. For example, if you see, uh, if you see if I have to take some example, right? I just want to take some example to make it better. If you see uh, if you say Twitter, right? I think Twitter initially it was a platform which was exposing APIs. It was more a developer community healthy platform, right? Where it
Mm-hmm.
went on and it was exposing APIs to the users who are using it so that they can customize it more. But then they moved into a segment where uh, they completely like block those APIs and all. The developer community is not being supported properly mostly right now, and then they moved into the influencer based or the marketing based, right, where people come, where the influencer comes, or when you have to do something, the most like the metric becomes like the followers, whatever you need, right? Or if I have to take something like in Amazon, right? If you take Amazon, they when they shifted to Prime, right? Prime, how they shifted. Like for example, there are multiple metrics which is happening, or any product. For example, right now there are products, and when you see that one of the metric, right, you are having a churn. Then second is like you are having certain impact, or you might not have an impact in revenue. I'm just making up a situation where
Mm-hmm.
you have all the metrics possible here. You have a good customer engagement score,
Mm-hmm.
but not much customer satisfaction score. You are having a slight churn, not that much, like not that much highly impactful, but yes, there are slight churn. And then you can say that the engagement is currently stable, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
since the satisfaction is less, what you need to do is like you need to understand, or you need to have a cross check that okay, my satisfaction is not going good, the engagement is good, but the customer satisfaction is not that great. Like, can I conduct some interviews with the customer, and with that
Mm-hmm.
data, maybe for example, I conducted some interviews, and somebody who was using Facebook earlier back then, and I was a PM in Facebook, for example, and I interviewed, they told like, oh, your feed is mostly about the brandings and mostly about advertisement, but I went to computer X and I was using this product where I loved it because it is mostly about how my friends are doing, what stories they are uploading, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm bored with all these computer X and Y brandings because I don't like this much more, because this I can see everywhere. Like even if I open YouTube also, I can see those branding ads and everything. So I pay to get rid of like brand ads, but here you are coming and giving me brand ads. So then I can understand, okay, so I think it's a quick identifier, because right now it is impacting engagement but not the satisfaction, not the engagement, but over the time it will definitely hit the engagement as well, because if I'm my feeds are mostly around the brandings or the product brandings, right? I have to shift to something where the advertisement and all, I can balance it with the stories and everything. So that's how Facebook has developed, right? So keeping these metrics, you need to understand that these metrics A, B, and C, if these are impacting, these are my signals that in future I have to shift my strategy, because in these are the future threats to my return on investment or engagement or any one of the metrics which are being currently good.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, right? Honestly, thank you for this. I mean, you just need to go back to the metrics to see which is going wrong, right? And you take
Correct.
insight from there. And I mean, like you said, do interviews with customers, know what the pinpoint is, solve that. I mean, it will not always end, right? There will always be another one next time, right? So yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah.
I mean, you already said something when we were talking about retention, which is that you should also like have metrics to track future churn rates, right? And I mean, this I was going to ask this later, but you already attended to it, and I love how you've,
Okay.
I
Okay.
mean, take everything holistically. Thank you so much. I mean, I think we
Yeah,
can also,
it's very important.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
Oh,
I
sorry,
think we
I
can.
was telling that feature churn rates are very important, and
Mhm,
because if you see right how Google converted to Google Ads, uh,
mhm,
their story, right, like Google Ads, right, it's a big player in the market, and how like how they understood that there is a requirement of the like improvising their ad stream and give more relevant ads, right? If you see Google, if you see YouTube, like the
Mm-hmm.
more relevant ads is what matters. And there is a relevance ad scheme which happens, like when you, for example, if you're playing a musical video, maybe you are an advertisement of a product which is being musically advertised, right? Which is
Yeah.
very much connected because you are in a mood to hear music and that relevance ad is coming on. So it's very important to understand what, how the future is going towards, and what is the new demand of the customers, and
Mm-hmm.
then position your product so that you can understand, predict, and then predict and define these metrics, that these are the metrics which, if getting impacted, then I might need to handle something which is for my future and keep my future safe, not only the present.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree with that. This is honestly product management, right? I mean, this ability to know what next
Yeah,
to build.
yeah,
What next to make money for the company, while you're also like also improving what you have built already, right? Thank you for this. I think we can open the floor now to anyone who has one or two questions.
sure.
Or I personally doubt that there's a question, right? Because uh, you've been able to
Oh, is
do
it
it.
because I didn't, is it because I didn't answer your questions properly, or like what?
No, 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 no. It's because you answered it properly.
I'm kidding.
Actually,
I'm kidding, man.
it's clear. It's supposed to be a chat, but it's more like you. It's a masterclass, honestly. Uh, thank you for that.
No, no, it's a pleasure.
Yes, take that as a no. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Nabendu. Thank you for sharing your invaluable insights and experience with us today. It's an enlightening one. For me personally, and I'm also sure for the product enthusiasts that are here, we are really grateful for your time and expertise. And to everyone who has been following up with this um, fire chat, thank you so much. I hope you found today episode insightful and inspiring as I did. Remember that the world of product management is a continuous evolving landscape, and learning from experts like Nabendu is like fantastic opportunity for us to stay in the journey, right? Keep learning, keep innovating. The next future or the next product is just right in the corner. And do not forget that we train product managers at ProBar, and one of those things that you might be getting is getting people like Nabendu answer your real life questions within the community, right? Do not forget to follow our YouTube channel, Instagram, LinkedIn, and also Twitter. I think Twitter is now X, right? So use X. I think we also have like another cohort coming up soon. Be sure to apply for that. We have like seasoned product managers who are going to like take you through your journey seamlessly. And if you also, if you're already into the world of product management, you want to get to the next stage, we also have packages for you, right? Slide into the community. I'm sure you will get this in all our social channels. Slide into the community Slack. Get to know what is going on. This is just like I think yeah, Patricia Joyce already shared that. You can see our website, see our certification classes, the community, the YouTube channel where we are going to post it. So if there's anything that you miss, you can always go back to the things that Nabendu has already shared, and I hope that you find the product management journey easy. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much, Moedin. It was really a great pleasure to come and share something, because we all are learning continuously, and nobody can say that they are already have learned. They have already learned. It's a
Mhm.
continuous learning process. Happy to learn with you guys. Any questions? Please reach out. Feel free. Maybe I might take some time to respond because yeah, I'm definitely a little bit passive when it comes to. But yeah, definitely I'll be responding if there is any doubts or questions, and definitely happy to deliver like what my learnings are with you guys. You guys are You guys really rock. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Nabendu. Thank you, Muhyiddin. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Thank you, Patricia. Yeah.
All right, bye.
Good part.
Bye, everyone.